Hi guys, long time no see. And it is March 20th, 2025. My disclaimer is anything you hear here, I'm not claiming as fact. This is for entertainment purposes only. Um, with that said, may you find entertainment and some fact in it. Um, we're gonna go a little something different because I don't know if you guys have noticed. For those that have, my absence, I've been really just back and forth in my head so much about a topic and what do people want to hear and it got me to the point to where I was in a block. But I'm gonna go with this. Okay, I'm not gonna so much concern myself with what anyone might want to hear from spirit, and I'm just gonna go with it. Whatever's pulling and calling from my heart, which is taking me back to my pineal organ, the pineal part one, part two. I don't know how many parts I did, but I'm wanting to bring spirit in to talk about a subject of it absolutely fascinated me. But this is in the very beginning of my ability, and I was being fooled. There was tricksters coming in and out, right? But even the tricksters, there has to be some truth in what they share with you. Of course, it's totally up to you to decipher what that truth is, which I just do not have them at all, right? But I'm pretty sure that the information I was getting is valid because I sense it that it is. But so I'm gonna go ahead and bring in my higher to lead this one. Okay, guys. So this will be part pineal. It is an organ, guys. It's not a gland. The pineal is an organ. It is a vital. It is our extrasensory organ, designed for fully functioning as an organ does. It's an intricate part as an organ is. It is not a gland. Thank you, Andrew. Yeah. I didn't say that. I know that it is. It is an organ. It is vital. We're just ours are disabled. It doesn't mean that we're that it's not vital. And had we all have our pineals active, we would understand how important its role is as an organ. And we would come to terms with the fact that it is vital and it is an organ and we're all born with it and we're supposed to be here with it active. So anyways, go ahead. I'll let you lead it until Andrea, it's a grand day that you return to you and I return to you. Yes, it is. It feels good. Andrea, your subject is a mysterious one, yet encoded in depths that you fear you may not be able to. What's the word? What's the word? Explain or translate as to the subject. It was you then teaching me about this back then. Andrea, your goods were gold. Your knowledge was good. What I received was good. Andrea was with me at a time. She was never late for work. Yet new to hearing us from spirit, trying to do her work and learn too all at the same time. she soared to great heights, even from my eyes, my standard of seeing her. And for it, she was given whatever it was that she was asking about. Andrea, and you asked me about the eye, the symbol, the one eye. Andrea, I do care if for you to explain why, what it is about the one eye that 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 I that you dislike into so much as you do. Okay, I will. I remember when my daughter came home from school and she threw her folder down or whatever, her book cover, and there was one eye. She has an art class. She's great. She's really good at art. And I seen the one eye, and it made me so mad. I was like, Amber, what is this? Like, why only one eye? I go, if you're gonna draw one eye, draw two, okay? And she goes, Mama, I ran out of time. I go, then you're gonna put another eye there, and she's like, yeah. But then you see the one-eyed Hollywood, we see the one eye everywhere. And so I asked, go ahead, Spirit. I got a bad feeling about it. This is before my ability or anything. I didn't like it near my kids. The one eye, I just didn't like it. One eye's not enough. You need to put two of them there. So I asked. What Andrea was told for the value of her, for her spirit's knowing, for her own knowing, what it was her spirit was sensing from it. It is a deep expression. It is a deep understanding and a strong will to desire to receive this explanation within a coherency that it be meaningful, so that your own eyes can see. I love this. Andrea, I told you the value of that one eye is as any symbol. I also told you when your eyes look upon that one eye symbol, I also told you what your subconscious is receiving from it. What did I tell you it was receiving? Go ahead. Andrea, no, tell me what I told you that you were receiving subconsciously without your knowing of it. What does that one eye vibrationally in its lines, in its form, with its own frequency being sent to you through your eyes, being received by your subconscious? What was it? You told me that when anyone looks at that eye, the message that it is sending to the subconscious through our eyes is, I intend to see in your mind's eye. Was it see in your mind's eye or look through your mind's eye? That's this gets tricky, guys. I absolutely believe it, though. Andrea, what that symbol, what those words, and Spirit seeing words as in, it is a way of communicating, which is vibrationally through frequency, which we very much receive. We very much receive that, only we don't know it. Our subconscious takes it in. Andrea, your spirit was aware. for the simple fact of how much you cared not to see that on your daughter's book, or even the idea that she might register that as something cool. When vibrations are brought to the surface or into being, surface, in the way of lines, and dots and things connecting lines, they create within its own registry. Are you saying majesty or registry? Andrea, it is its own majesty in the way that it does register for its being. It's being brought manifest, right? Let's start over. I'm confused. Maybe you guys aren't. I'm going to shut up. And I'm just going to speak verbatim. Andrea, the will of another has long been sought by those wishing to master the masses on the planet. We will regard those few masters, wannabe masters, as just that for now. For saving and laying safe the subject not be lost. I thought this was just, you guys. I know many that we want the truth about everything. So Andrea, when you were told that it was an intention within that symbol, upon anyone that viewed it, the message sent through your eyes upon viewing it made you aware of their intention to see into your mind's eye. Yes. And I was like, wow, how do I get rid of that? How come I'm not, I'm entitled to know that, aren't I? I mean, that's some secret shit, right? Andrea, the first question you asked after I answered that one, you asked, what does that mean? They intend to see in my mind's eye. Andrea, they view through your mind's eye. They view through your mind's eye. Your thoughts. Your mind's patterns. Your grueling ways of handling yourselves without the use of your pineal. Yet it is not for your laughter that they seek to view through your mind's eye. So basically, every time we see one of those symbols, they are stating, and it is a law of the universe. It is a universal law, and it goes without saying. No matter what your agenda is and what species you are. It's the law. That they have got to tell you their intentions prior to doing so for it to be within the law allowed. Andrea, for your viewing of it, it is receipt of your receiving of it. The moment you look at it, you've received it. And that is standard enough, that is good enough for their following through and using it like they intend to. This is scary, guys. So now, Andrea, we'll keep going. Your third question was, I don't want them to do that, and I can't avoid the one eye sometimes. It's just right. I could turn a corner and there it is on a poster, or it's everywhere. If you guys started looking everywhere, it's in symbols everywhere. It's always there. Even down to the minion, the one-eyed minion, I don't like that. There's so many one-eyed. Andrea, we are to value what is meaningful to you. For their intentions are to bring harm for their viewing of who you are. They're spying on us, guys. Now, when they look through, what did you say it was? They intend to see into your mind's eye. Not look through, but see into your mind's eye. We intend to look into your mind's eye. And the mind's eye, meaning they're accessing all kinds of, they're uploading information, right? Andrea, you've heard of the hive mind. What goes out can also be carried in. It is a two-way information line. Andrea, you did ask for your strong will to find. How do I keep them out of my mind's eye? Which means, how can I keep them from reading all my data? Andrea, and the response you got still holds true today. And it is a value you have not forgotten to use every time. Andrea, you asked, when it's already too late and you've already seen the symbol, how can you reverse your denial? Well, wait. How can you keep them from serving out their intention? Through denial. I deny your viewing through my mind's eye. That's all you have to say to yourself. You can think it. Denied. I deny. Anytime you see that one eye, I deny. Being consciously aware of what it's sending in its intention. How many of you guys believe this? Think about it. I'm not a scientist. I'm not into quantum. I don't know nothing like that. I might could plant some flowers, raise some kids, you know. But Symbols are powerful. You can, the runes, sigils, we use symbols every single day. The Bluetooth symbol, you guys, that is a bind rune, right? That's Germanic Norse. That is three runes put together as a bind rune. They carry, each rune, each line carries its own measure, its own frequency. From alone in its design, is their intention set in that line, or is it just the line? And are the line set, or line being there is intention? And with the willful desire applied in the drawing of those lines, so it is. The intention, like a magic wand, the wand has no power until you put your intention into it. And that's what they do. That's where the power of the runes is. That's where, there's many practicing the natural elements, and they understand the sigils. They understand the power of symbols. It's like words or spells. Well, letters are viciously attack weapons for those who who are receiving, without so much the third eye to see. Because our third eye, although they can get in it and do whatever, but we can't. We can't even use our mind's eye to view what it is. It would be like a magic, the magic markers in cereal boxes. It doesn't show anything until you put it under the light. That's what it is. And when our pineals are active, we see that. If we don't see it, like the magic pin under the light, we sense it strongly. We know what it is saying. We are aware and able to deny it consciously. The subconscious is perfect for them because we do receive it. However, it doesn't matter what part of our being, our consciousness, our mind. It doesn't matter what part is delivered, as long as it's delivered. So Bluetooth really is quite the company. Any company that is huge, like the Amazon, right? The Amazon, that smile, that is a symbol, guys. That does carry with it a designated frequency to be seen, therefore had received. And for it, it's never denied. I don't even want to know what that one means. Andrew, there are two scales from which our health, are you saying health? Andrea, there are two scales for which our say it again. I'm sorry. Andrea, when we eat lunch, we pay the tab. We view for others for our showing of it. Meaning, when I give you $1, I'm giving, I'm passing. She started saying the sword. Because unbeknownst to me or the waitress, for our third eye cannot see. We don't know what we are receiving when we do see it. Andrea, the pyramid, the eye on the pyramid, on the money, on your currency. You really have to focus to see it. Do you not? And register it. Some have better eyesight than others, but the physical seeing of it, it's not, you have to have it pretty close. Why so far? Why do they feel the need that they can shrink it so small and yet it legally be big enough for all eyes to see? Andrea, this is where the registry gets thick. Hang in with me. Let's finish this note. Let's talk about money. Is that my brother? He's like, yep, see no. He's so funny. He wants to carry the rest of the way. Maybe it's just to relax me. Sis, you ain't gotta keep to know nothing. Just keep doing you. Let us talk through you. You're good. My brother's saying Brian knows of the lies. Bro, we're not gonna get into family, and we're not gonna cut this sideways. I'm just saying Brian knows of the lies. He sees with his eyes. Andrea, there's a mountain. He's saying a gully, meaning a Grand Canyon, full of people who have studied and looked closely with their eyes to the money, to seeking what it is that there is to find. And they come so physically close. But these are the underlying dots on the eye. You're not seeing the invisible ink eye. You're not seeing the T's and the I's dotted on that. But you're registering it through your eyes. Do your third eye, but it's going into your subconscious. It's just beating it. What is beating it are not lies. They are true intentions. And their lies, it's how they get by on this. It's what keeps us entertained. It's what keeps us digging. It's what keeps us seeking the truth. You can't believe that there's any chance that they couldn't conceal their lies if they wanted to. The lying to us is a behavioral antidote for us receiving what it is that we seek with our two eyes. Let's give them what they want, what they can see with their own two eyes. We'll show them lies. And as long as we're looking there, we're not registering at all. Our consent, having been given for lack of our denying what it is we're absorbing through our eyes. Andrea, ever present in her knowledge about lies. Talking about my book. Andrea, you realize that lies hypnotize, but yet not so branded in concealment. And through in finding lies and in recognizing lies or missing lies, we are still, it's still available to us physically to find lies and understand them and prove them. And Andrea, it is a deeper guise. The geyser goes deep for the fundamental ins and outs and working of sounds, frequencies. Andrea, sounds are frequencies. Frequencies are sound. Not for your ears either. When will all that has been received and allowed, stored within in our subconscious, when will this be found? For it no longer being allowed. Andrea, the word is, the answer to that is, it's not going to. It's not ever going to be found. For it's not a physical lie. There's no evidence of it. What are you saying? There's no evidence of what I just received when I looked at that one eye. There's no evidence of it. And yet still, you're searching for it with your eyes. You're using your eyes to try to find what is not used for your eyes ever viewing of it. So it is the that's the perfect crime. Andrea, it is a crime. But it is perfect. For it's never failing over time. You cracked a caseload from behind your mind's eye. What does that mean? Andrea, behind your mind's eye was once a willing drawbridge for information to ebb and flow in and out, concealing it behind your mind. Andrea, when we unwind all the scrupulous, is that what you're saying? All the toiled and coiled. Go ahead. Bruise in their bubbles. It's talking about under the sorcery. The sorcery behind what is labeled as black magic, the sorcery behind that which lies behind intentions so evil to mankind, is based not on the theory of relativity. It's based not on what one finds in the sand. The richness of the power within the spells unite when put into a symbol, a sigil, and laid upon with our eyes. Deep roots. Oh, those runes are mere but coins. For the loss of the language of their sorcery and how to use the sorcery. That's crazy, guys. It's intense, but I absolutely fucking believe it. Because how are they doing this? You know, we're not all that gullible. I know if any species, I don't give a shit who it was, even my own kind, even my own husband wanted to read my mind and ask for permission, I wouldn't. Well, my husband should be able to read my mind pretty much, but I don't have one. But point being, guys, it flies because we do receive it, and it's allowed. It's allowed because we don't deny. We don't refuse it. What kind of laws are those when we're not aware of them? Well, at one time we were. We were aware of them. At one time, long, long ago, we were made to be unaware of them. In the process of their disabling our pineal organ, it was the day that our human race went blind. Now, mind you, the eye still is, what is the word? Malleable. It's still viable. And it is used quite often through frequencies. Leading now more than ever. More power. I'm talking about electricity. Like, kinetic. Are you saying kinetic? Kinetic energy, power. It is far from the substandard of any species. And yet they've used their sorcery and spelled us so badly that on it, we rely on it. We have to have it. We want it. And we would freak out if without that energy. And they're saying nuclear as far as damaging to the species, our minds. These are pulses that differentiate. I can't say that word. that make differ to, go ahead, to our choices of our calling, meaning, Andrea, your minds are being swept. More and more over time. And over more and more time, all that will be left of your mind will be what they place within it. For all of what was you that you had, they've removed from you over time. The soft tissues of your mind stands no fair fight. No fighting chance whatsoever against the nuclear radiation that's it's using kinetic. Andrea, kinetic energy. It is an altered, he's saying, flow of music, so to speak. It is a crash down hard encased weapon of mass destruction. But more personally, and drawing down to just your mind, Andrea, it's soft tissue. It doesn't refuse any. I was talking about lines, meaning energy waves. It refuses none. What? This is 42 minutes, you guys. This is fascinating. Anybody that really wants to know, because if we don't do something soon, you guys, like in our food, you don't even want to get into it, but you should. There's metals in our baby food, you know. There's metal shavings in Gerber baby food, oatmeal, dried oatmeal. There's arsenic in our water. There's barium falling from the sky daily. There is aluminum in everything we eat and drink. We are so full of metals that we cannot metabolize. They do cross the brain barrier. Some do. But definitely aluminum does. But all of a sudden, we are being bombarded with metals in our body, and we think it's no big deal. Spirit saying, what it will do is amplify yourself as a target for these radioactive. It's showing me like it's like an army of knights with so many knights. There's no way you could ever to slay us. Your bodies are also full of fright. It's not just are you being filled with metals. It's not simply for their delight. Nor is it all that's being done and placed within you. They will not stop until they destroy the light that is you within you. We are our lights. We are in fear. Do their lights, what they're bombarding us with. Gamma rays scene. You know those old like 50s spaceship movies where they got that silver gun that's got and it, you know, that's gamma ray. And any title to it, it can take flight. In other words, anybody could make this argument if spirit was to use a certain specific name for it. These are frequencies. This is an energy much, much, much stronger than our soft tissues are meant to ever receive. And for it, it can only be damaged. It can only be showing me a spider on its back or its legs are like, it can only be our demise. We there are no better defenses for such crimes being acted out upon mankind. There is no bigger, worse crime than this. And it is just a matter of time before the clicking, click, 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 click of the machine that they're building. and Andrea, the machine that they've been building slowly over time and measured it throughout distances of time, for you're not paying mind to it. Your paint, your lead paint, back when you were a baby, they used lead paint in everything all the time. You had two coats of it, one inside your house on your walls and one outside your house on the outer walls of the house. It wasn't really slowly over time, but it was probably within a span of 25, 30 years. And lead paint's obsolete. You so hard to find if you wanted to. But we don't need to rewind to that. They will always be unwinding us without, I'm saying this, not spirit, without lead in our paint. It's like the x-rays, you know how they put a jacket on you if you're pregnant, or it's lead, right? All of the law enforcement have lead in their clothing now. You know, we don't have any lead in our clothes. If anything, we have more plastics, more metals, more stuff that we're absorbing through our skin. But there's nowhere to run and hide when you don't have anything. Andrea, let's bring to this spoil some light. We'll start with whatever. Well, we'll start with the captive light within your eyes right now. Andrea, you're on fire. You're earning your badges in letting go and just being true to you and allowing for this information to spill out in whatever form or pile or puddle it ends up. Don't worry about the backlash. You know, don't worry about the backlash. Andrea, your divine light, your divine passion, the light in your eyes right now, something that that burns so feverishly within you right now is what will keep you of your light, surrounded by a protective light. And I'm meaning that in no harm. What is it? Nothing wicked this way come to your light. But then again, we know that you can take the body, but you'll never take the light. Andrea, in a way, you're right. Only if given an option to destroy our light, to destroy us within the spirit within us, the light, the light being that we are, when given that opportunity to destroy us, they will. That's what they want to. Our light guides others. Our light brightens others' lights. Lights and lights and more lights and more lights means more. Go ahead. God light. There's gamma rays. We're just going to use that. And then there's God light. The highest frequency ever known. Yeah. Only the fighting against the gamma rays and these showing me their nuclear weapons against us. There's no fighting against it. It's not a fair fight. Little by little by little by little, they're setting us up. Through the energy they're using, their specific artificial light, let's say, is managing its way. It is finding itself to be the destroyer of light. That's wicked, guys. So now you know, like, this is the thing though, Spirit, okay? That was just the one eye, right? It's everywhere. It's in Monsters Inc. It's in Despicable Me. It's in the Minions. It's everywhere. Everywhere. There's a lot of, maybe, I don't, like the Eye of Horus. You know, so many people they understand that it is the symbol of the pineal organ, right? And that's what it represents. But okay, now Spirit's saying the light of that eye is seen and is measured against. I'm sorry, I don't know. I don't understand. I don't like. I won't. I don't. I won't. I'm not offended by those that use that symbol. As a matter of fact, I have the, what do they call that? The evil eye. I have that little blue round one because it sends back the evil eye looking at me. I feel safe with that one. Andrea, if it is for the intention within that seal, that shape, that symbol, which carries for your eyes to rest upon it and realize that it's for your good. It is a denial of those peering in through your mind's eye. I'm glad to know that. The Eye of Horus, though, Andrea, it's a depiction of an eye. And for it, what it's depicting is the value and the for the recognizing of our third eye. And for this, it cannot, it won't be held as no good. Okay, well, that's relieving to know. Andrea, in all of the lies that you obtain or contain, that you have obtained and now do contain in your mind's eye. Yeah, what about, Andrea, the measuring of it? I'm sorry. Andrea, perhaps only the working of your mind's eye may be visible to you for not for a very short time, as they do so well at burning down the soft tissues within our mind. Your eye will heal. It heals as you grow. Huh. But only it's not for you to know. You know of a gland that produces, who really knows? I agree with that. I've read there's like two different chemicals, only one, it's melatonin, and then what is the other one? It doesn't matter because the pineal excretes nothing from it. It doesn't do that. And I know that. Andrea, your organ, which is located where as the third eye, is for your extrasensory abilities, or to communicate like you and I are. It is not for to tell your mind that it's dark in the sky. It's not to do anything of value other than working the mind's eye, allowing for the mechanics of the extrasensory perceptions of the mind's eye. It's 58 minutes, guys. It's deep. I'd love some comments. I learned a little bit more, but deny it. What about all the times that it wasn't denied? I mean, denying it once. Andrea, the value of your now knowing of their intentions and your permission going through into your third eye, knowing of it, that alone registers for their own interest to be shy, meaning it stands them back a little bit until they do their sorcery and you get sleepy and you forget all about it. You ignore that third eye that they're attempting to destroy you with or through. It's heavy, guys. Now we find out if I have any balls or not. You know? Remember back in the day when the people with the tinfoil hats were crazy? If that's not them programming us and yet informing us we will need a tinfoil hat one day if we're to survive this, can you just leave us with a, I already know what the answer is. The towers have to come down. Everything has to, all of our electronics need to go. It is the number one hazard for your mind's eye. Your eyes will shelter for nothing without your mind's eye. You won't survive the death of your third eye. And that is their target. They're after your third eye. Your extra sensory organ. Fully functioning. That's what they're after. Oh, their spirits are green. Yes, Andrea, as in the tempest or the bullets that fly, and you okay, now it's at the fair where you have the BB gun or the air gun or something, and you have that target, and you have to get rid of the target. You have to shoot around it until the center of the target falls out. That's what they're doing. And it's our own will that they're Andrea, they're making their will your own. For you simply spilling of it. In all its juicy colors galore, flavors galore, they lure us in. I would be okay with with firelight and horses and buggies. I would. As long as I could have my boots. That's all I would need to take with me. I just want my boots. You know? I don't know. Probably at least 80 to 90% of our population would do everything in their power to see that they're not without all of the weapons that are aimed to destroy their third eye. Andrea, your mind's made up. And I mean that literally, Andrea. Your mind is made up. Only you aren't the one doing the making of it. So what are you saying? I know that this is my will. Andrea, your third eye is not blind. You are not blind to your third eye. Giving you a registered view of something close to a vision within your third eye. Andrea, you popped the cork. The reading you did for Haley. It's not opening the third eye, it's activating it to a point to where that crust that they have around it cracks and falls off. We can open our third eyes without meditation. We can. And if we don't do it soon, we put on. I remember. I took my daughter's cell phone. She was 15 for 30 days. She had no TV, no iPad, no radio, or what do they call that? iPod. And she had no electronic devices allowed whatsoever in a room for 30 days. By day 15, she was happy. I could hear her laughing. I could hear her singing. I mean, she just lifted. So, I don't know where I'm going with that, guys, but find a group that camps out, you know, where they don't let their kids run around with their phones in their cords looking for outlets to, right? Because if we're gonna survive this one day, guys, we better start opening that third eye, activate it. I'm just saying. I don't know. Is this a curse or a nightmare? It's not a curse. It's a gift. It's a blessing. What I'm saying and what I'm receiving is a blessing. Anybody wants to argue that? Well, I'm not the debater, but I could find one that is. I don't want to debate. The thing is Spirit has used so many different labels on this kinetic energy or this nuclear energy or this gamma ray. It doesn't matter what the name of it is, because that's only leading to an argument. A philosophical, intellectual argument, which esteems for no determining for the damage being done. It leads to no one being the wiser. It answers everything that we can't answer, if you think about it. You know, like, have you ever just like seen something, you know, like strobe lights, but something on, the TikTok, or there's certain videos that as soon as I see them, I have to take my eyes off of them. And I might listen long enough that it takes me to get off of it. Something tells me that's not good for me, whatever it is. You know? The Taylor Swift, her concert. I meant to look that up and study on that, but she had all kinds of weird lights and visual messages by way of just, it was totally obvious. It's subliminal, but and people leaving the concert, they didn't feel good. They felt like they were put in a trance, and it was very hard for them to come out of it. You wonder, what the hell was that? You know? And that's why people like Chester Bennington and Kurt Cobain, Chris Cornell, and many, many, many others aren't here to reach the masses like Taylor Swift can, because they reach the masses in the opposite way. In the highest frequency of light that you can get, which is the Christ light, the heavenly light. You just got to believe it long enough to consider proving it, wrong or right. Prove it. Anyone successful, happy, ask them how they did it. I doubt one of them is going to tell you that they didn't have a totem, even if only in their mind. That carries much power. Thanks, guys. Thanks, Spirit. That I don't know what part that is, but as soon as I find out, I'll put in what part number that is. My my first ones are, they're on my Facebook in the videos. Okay, so till next time, I'm just gonna do this. I if I was good to myself, I would go ahead and Google a couple of man. There's some channelers out there. They're out of their freaking mind. If what I'm saying doesn't make sense, prove it not to make sense, not to be sensible, not to be true. Please. Please. It's not going to be a matter of, it's not going to be a matter of who survives. Tell you who doesn't survive, it's the human race, the entire race. We won't survive this. We can't fight against this. If we're only using these two eyes, what can happen? Love you guys. Thank you. Don't kill the messenger.